When I visited my son in Fort Lauderdale some 20 years ago, we visited Fairchild. And for me, I made this video, post-production, because of the long, hard winter, and I know people love to get away to Florida, but when they're there, I highly recommend the tropical gardens, especially Fairchild. It's in Coral Gables, Florida. And they have the outdoor tropical gardens as well as a lot of tropical plants in the greenhouses. And my son and I were alone as we were walking through, and interesting enough, I had predicted that someday I would take these videos that I was taking in a little palmcorder and had it digitalized some 3 years ago. And so this is one of many that we have in our library. Here we see some air plants, we see some bromeliads, we see a lot of plants that are used as houseplants in other parts of the country. And of course, bromeliads take special watering. They have to be watered in the second or third leaf, not on the roots, because you don't want to rot the roots. And there are some air plants here which require just moisture in the air. They don't require water or soil. Here we see some of the roots hanging from the trees. These are called epiphytes. And of course, terrestrials, which is the opposite, require the soil. Now here they're growing on the barks of trees. Very interesting class of plants. And we see in the background there cast iron plant. And of course the bromeliads include pineapples, which a lot of people use as a novelty houseplant. And in the 60s, when the craze, the late 60s that is, and early 70s, started for houseplants, every conceivable type of houseplant that could be had was sold in plant stores, and of course in florist shops and garden centers as well. But there were special plant stores that were opened specifically to sell just houseplants. And I remember growing a lot of these plants for wholesale deliveries to these various small plant stores. The range is incredible. Of course, a lot of people include cacti and tropical plants as well, but definitely orchids. There's a whole room here that we were visiting that had these beautiful orchids, and some of them just smell absolutely scrumptious. A couple in particular that had that vanilla smell. Now, calathea is often used by the florists, in particular, as marantha and vice versa. And the most common one was the prayer plant with that dark spotted leaf that was a very popular plant at that time. And as well as Scheffler or Abacle, or a lot of the larger plants, including palms, which we don't see too many of here. Aglaominia, which is one that requires hardly any sunlight at all. Grew best in shade, as a matter of fact. So after we got out of that area, we took the long haul and took some of the longer walks and saw some of the huge palms. So it's quite a collection at Fairchild. If you ever got a chance, get down to see Fairchild's Botanical Gardens in Coral Gables, Florida.